Hello everyone and welcome to this QLED tutorial video. Today I'm going to show you how to set up a pE-400max in µManager version 2, but this information is also applicable for other integrated QLED illumination systems. The first step is to visit the QLED website for the files that you need. If you go to Support, Imaging Software, scroll down to the third-party imaging software table, and along the µManager row you have the Quick Start Guide, which provides extra information, and the summary sheet. Here we can see we're using a pE-400max, and because I'm using Windows version 10, I don't need the PE driver. However, I do need the adapter DLL file for µManager 2, which I'll download. Once downloaded, extract this file and then simply copy this and then you paste it into the µManager program file. And now we are ready to start µManager. We need to set up a new configuration file, so start from scratch by selecting None, click OK, and now we need to set up the hardware configuration file. You can find this under Devices, Hardware Configuration Wizard. Create new configuration, click Next, and then you need to scroll down to find QLED in the list. Expand this and select pE-400max or the illumination system that you're using. Click Add and then select your COM port. And click OK. In this tutorial I need to run a demo camera, so I'm just going to select this. And once you've selected all of your hardware, then click Next and cycle through this until you need to enter a file name, and I'll call this pE-400max. And then click Finish. Now we need to configure the control settings for the pE-400max. µManager is great at providing options you can tailor towards your particular application. But first it's quite helpful to have an overview of all of your different properties, and you can find this under Devices, Device Property Browser, and for all your different hardware components this is where you find their properties. So for the pE-400max here we've got channel intensity and then we've got channel selection. And these are controlled using groups and presets here. A group is a group of properties, for example, LED channel selection, and the presets of their settings, for example, LED channel A switched on selected. In this tutorial video, I'm going to run through how to use groups and presets in two different ways. For a live acquisition where you're just using a single colour but you can control this in real time, and then for a more complex multi-dimensional acquisition. So first let's start with the live acquisition. For live control of channel selection and intensity, the first thing we need to do is set up a channel selection group. Do this by pressing the plus icon down here which opens up the group editor. From here, you then select all the channel selection boxes here and name this channel selection, and then click OK. Now it's time to set up the presets. You do this one by one, and you start on the 365, which is already switched to 1, and call this channel 365 nanometers. Click OK. Now you need to set up another group to control the intensity. And for this one, we select the intensity one by one. And the first one we'll do is 365 and name this channel 365 nanometer intensity. And click OK. Now what we have here is an intensity slider. So when channel 365 is selected, then we have the intensity to control as well. Now we need to do this for each of the 4 channels. Now you have all the intensity sliders available, and you also have the channel selection. If you remove the auto shutter, then you can control the shutter, and you can use this to view your sample and have the LED on and control the intensity here and the channel selection here. And then you can put it in live mode, and while the camera is acquiring, then you can also change the settings in real time. Now we can set up a multi-dimensional acquisition, and this makes it possible to acquire an image sequence. In this example, we'll use an acquisition for 4 colours for Dappy, Fitzy, Tritzy and Sci5. The first thing to do is create a brand new group in the same way that we did before. And we're going to call this group by the acquisition name. So Dappy, Fitzy, Tritzy, Sci5. And this time we're going to select 4 intensities and 4 channels. And click OK. And now we'll make a preset for each fluorophore. So the first one is Dappy. And for Dappy, we want the UV channel, so 365. We'll set this to low intensity and have the channel selected. And click OK. And we'll repeat this for each fluorophore. Because the LEDs are so bright, we've used quite low settings, but you can always increase these if necessary. And now we have the 4 fluorophores, and we've got the presets for each fluorophore. And the next step is to go to the multi-dimensional acquisition screen. You can change the timing settings here, and this is where you add your LED channels. So we'll put the new group in there, and then we can add a couple more, move them up and down. So we've got them triggering in sequence. And once your settings are correct, then it's time to acquire. And your LEDs will trigger. If you'd rather avoid setting up these configuration files from scratch, we've already created a few, and these are available within the Quick Start Guide, which you can find on the website. Thank you for watching this cool LED tutorial, and please get in touch if you have any questions.